Hi, hello, and welcome to Vasuki Talks. Hope you all are doing well. In the auspicious occasion of Narasimha Jayanti, I wish you all a very happy Narasimha Jayanti. And here we will be doing some episodes on the incarnation of Narasimha Murthy. The first we will see the backstory of the demons Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, then the purpose of incarnation of Narasimha. The backstory goes like this. One day, the four mind-born sons of Brahma, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara, decided to go to Vaikunta and have the vision of divine couple Mahavishnu and Lakshmi. As they reached Vaikuntham, they were stopped by the gatekeepers Jaya and Vijaya. As it was noontime and Lord Vishnu was taking a siesta. The thought of not getting the darshan of the divine couple even after reaching at the gate of Vaikunta really frustrated them. Though the Kumaras were of inherently serene nature, due to their frustration, they cursed the gatekeepers that they will forget the devotion to Mahavishnu and will be born as demons. It was a jolt for the gatekeepers and they cried loudly. Their cries reached the ears of Mahavishnu, and he, along with Lakshmi and Garuda, reached at the gate and asked what had happened. When he came to know everything, he told that the gatekeepers knew only him and nothing or no one else in the universe, and declared that let the effect of curse be reduced to 3 births. After getting the darshan of the divine couple, the minds of the four Kumaras were filled with serenity and all their anger vanquished, and they went away. Thus, in the Satya Yuga, Jaya and Vijaya incarnated as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, who were slayed by Narasimha Murthy and Varaha Murthy, the incarnations of Mahavishnu. And during the Treta Yuga, Jaya and Vijaya incarnated as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, who were slayed by the seventh incarnation of Mahavishnu, who is Sri Rama. And during their final birth, Jaya and Vijaya incarnated as Shishupala and Dantavakra, who were slayed by the ninth incarnation of Mahavishnu, who is Sri Krishna. This is the backstory of the demons Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Now we will see the purpose of incarnation of Narasimha. After the death of Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu was plunged into a deep sorrow and he thought of taking a revenge upon Mahavishnu. And he knew that to wage a war against the Lord, he needed a lot of strength and even he needs to be eternal. So he decided to do a penance so as to seek a boon from Brahma. He thus went to Mandara mountain and he did a penance for a long time. And finally, Brahma appeared before him and asked what boon he wanted. Hiranyakashipu said he wanted to be eternal. Brahma said, once birth has happened, death is sure to come. And he told Hiranyakashipu to ask for some other boon. The demon trickingly asked 5 boons. 1. He cannot be killed by any of the living creatures created by Brahma. Death cannot come to him inside or outside his house. He cannot be killed by any astra or shastra. And he cannot be killed during the day or night. And his death cannot happen on earth or in sky. Brahma smiled and the boon was bestowed. He thought he has become eternal, and with a puffed up pride, he returned to the palace. He called his little son Prahalada and told he has become equally strong and even eternal like Mahavishnu, and asked him to stop chanting Om Namo Narayana and asked him to chant Hiranyakashipe Namaha. The little boy denied it and ran away. Later, Prahalada was sent to Asura Gurukulam, where the teachers were the sons of Shukracharya, who were Chanda and Amaraka. The little Prahalada told the stories of glories of Narayana to the demon's children, and gradually the demon's children also started showing interest upon Narayana, and they also started to chant Om Namo Narayanaya, which was a definite threat for the demons. The teachers of Prahalada complained this to his father. Hiranyakashipu was really frustrated, and he then decided to kill his little son, and he devised many ways. He told the head cook to mix poison in the food, and when Prahalada had it, it became nectar. The little boy was hurled into the hole of venomous serpents, but Adishesha, being the master of serpents, instructed them to coil to a soft bed so as to keep the little boy comfortable. He was hurled amidst of the wild elephants, and the moment the trunk touched the chest of the little boy, their tusk broke, and the elephants behaved like tamed ones. Little Prahalada was hurled from mountain cliff, but the hands of Lord Vayu cradled the little boy. Prahalada was thrown into deep ocean, but Samudra Raja, being the father-in-law of Mahavishnu, was very happy to receive the great devotee of his son-in-law, and he made him sit on his lap, and finally Prahalada returned safely to the palace. All this frustrated his father, and finally he decided to take the help of his sister Holika, who had got a boon that she cannot be killed by fire. Thus he created a pyre and made little Prahalada sat on her lap, and the pyre was lit. Agni had no option, but the master of Agni is Narayana, and thus Holika was burnt into ashes, and the little boy was saved even without a small burns. And then Hiranyakashipu lost his sister also. This frustrated him a lot, and then he thought of something big so as to kill his son. What happened next, we will see in the next part. Please stay tuned, and Om Namo Narayanaya.